Mmm. Do you smell that, Matt?
Oh, yes. Spring is in the air.
No, that's Trader Joe's grapefruit scented candle.
Oh.
But it is that time of year. Time for our spring shopping list episode.
Let's go inside Trader Joe's.
I'm Tara Miller, Director of Words and Phrases and Clauses.
And I'm Matt Sloan, the Marketing Product Guy.
The grapefruit candle is just one of a long list of new and returning items for spring.
This smells to me more like a ruby red grapefruit than, say, an Oro Blanco. It's wonderful.
It just smells clean and springy to me.
It's just about the middle of March. And March 18th, the full moon for March, it's known as the worm moon, which I've always thought is kind of like a less than great name, but that's really from Old Farmer's Almanac kind of take when the soil thaws just enough for earthworms to move around. But some people call it the crow moon, the crust moon, the sap moon. What a sap. It's the full moon, and that's going to lead us right into that vernal equinox, of course, March 20th, the first day of spring.
Woohoo!
I'm ready for spring thoughts and spring products, so let's get into it. Where to start? There's so much stuff.
Hey, let's give the wheel a spin. Let's go frozen.
Candy.
Oh, wine would be good.
Candy. Yes, candy.
Nope. Dog treat.
Well, to a dog, this is practically candy.
The new Trader Joe's grain-free cheeseburger-flavored dog treats. Really, like, what dog doesn't want a cheeseburger? But these are crunchy cheeseburgers, which I guess for a dog is great.
I mean, this is so cute. It's like shaped like a little cheeseburger.
Before I left my house this morning, I gave one of these to each of my dogs. They each went in a different direction to eat their treats so that I wouldn't take it back and they wouldn't try to steal from each other.
Grain-free treats, is that important?
There is definitely a trend in the dog food and dog treat world to not use grains because there are a lot of dogs who have grain allergies, who have wheat allergies or corn allergies. And then there are just some folks who don't want to give grain to their dog for whatever reason that might be. I have not actually tasted these treats. Have you, Matt?
I haven't tasted these treats, but I am a fan of the cheeseburger burrito.
Oh, so that's kind of the human equivalent of the cheeseburger flavored dog biscuit.
Candy. Come on, candy.
Wine. Let's go wine.
Candy.
Frozen. From the freezer case.
The frozen aisle is such a fun place to bump into new products. 4 little cheese pastry rolls. These cheese pastries, think of this as the greatest cheese Danish you might ever have.
Yeah, it's like flaky, kind of like a croissant.
Yes, like a croissant.
Should we try them?
We should.
Okay. The hardest thing about this is going to just be eating a bit of this and not the whole thing right now. There's a little sweetness on the outside of the dough. The inside is like really flaky, but it has that nice creamy, cream cheesy filling.
And there's a brightness, there's a little tartness in the filling that kind of cuts through. This is a rich treat, right? So you have the cheese filling, you have that laminated dough that is very rich. It's texturally light and it's full of delicious fats.
Okay, so this one, it's actually...
Full of delicious fats, my new show.
Fats with Matt.
But you need that little bit of tartness to cut through that, to keep it light on the palate. And man, that's tasty. That would be fantastic with a cup of coffee.
This one's a little bit of a tease right now because it's coming into the stores sort of mid-April.
Simple, easy, and they're delicious.
What else? Oh, another really cool pastry type frozen treat that we call Portuguese custard tarts, but in Portugal they are called, Matt?
Well, if you're talking about one, it's a pastel de nata. If you're talking about several, pastéis would be the plural of that or some approximation of that pronunciation. Apologies, actual Portuguese speakers out there. We had these for the briefest of moments last year, and they just went. I couldn't even find them at my store.
No, me either.
If you've just come back from Portugal, you're probably thinking about or have actually experienced this custard tart. It is classic. It is so typical of Portuguese bakeries. It's just really incredible. Talk about armchair traveling, and you can get the actual thing really made in Portugal at Trader Joe's. They're small. They're in cute little tiny They look like little tiny pie pans.
I want to try it out.
That's really good.
A simple custard inside a simple flaky crust, but you put those simple things together and something extraordinary happens.
Oh, and if you had a small head, you could use a little pie pan as a hat to protect yourself from all the wavelengths.
It's a tinfoil hat for your cat.
Totally. It'd be cute.
This one is a spring-only special item in our freezers.
Okay.
It should start arriving in stores between the middle of March and early April, depending on where you are in the country, because, it's coming from Portugal. It's got to get around the world. So it might take a little while to get to where you are, but rest assured it will at some point this spring. I really like those. We have one more frozen product to share. It's a lemon ice cream that we're calling When Life Gives You Lemons, Make Ice Cream.
This was multiple iterations and some frustration and heartache along the way for the person working on this. But we wound up with something really, really special. It started out as a, dare I say, very basic lemon ice cream. And conceptually, while that's a thing, gelato al limone in Italy, for example, that's a thing around the world, many of the tasting panelists felt like it just didn't connect. So we went back and we were thinking about, does it need a crunchy thing? Does it need a little bit of salt? Does it need like a lemon curd swirl? Could we have pieces of lemon zest in it? And we wound up with just about all of that in there.
So it's sweet and it's tart and it's creamy and it's got texture and it's delicious. I think people are really gonna like this one.
I hope so. And when you pick it up, which I hope you do, you might notice that it's heavy. And again, for those of you keeping score at home, ice cream is sold by volume, not by weight. So a lot of ice cream in the general marketplace makes great use of what is known as overrun, where they whip air into the ice cream to actually have less of the dense, real stuff and more air to fill up the space. So not all ice creams are created equal. If you go to another crazy big box type store with lots of different types of ice cream, I won't mind because it's not our store. Open that freezer case and just do a little check among all the different brands of ice cream. They weigh different amounts, and the ice cream tubs, those little pint tubs in our store, are quite heavy on purpose.
When Life Gives You Lemons ice cream should be out around the very beginning of spring. Late March, this one will arrive in stores, and it is a limited edition ice cream. We rotate flavors through our frozen case so that we can have a variety.
Do you want to continue with lemony stuff?
Sure, lemon.
I think it's in stores right at this moment. It's a ravioli, a filled ravioli, filled with ricotta and lemon zest. It's actually made in Italy. The lemons are grown on Sicily, so it's kind of fun. Sicily is a fantastic producer of citrus and lemons in particular, and really wonderful pasta. I like this dressed up very, very simply, just with olive oil, maybe a little bit of shaved cheese, but in addition to that, or maybe even instead of that, I like a great big handful of some fresh bitter greens, maybe some arugula, maybe a little bit of one of the members of the chicory family. You're kind of thinking radicchio. That bitterness pairs so nicely with this lemon ricotta filling.
When I have prepared these at home, I have done that very simple preparation with really good olive oil, just a little bit of that over the top, and a whole bunch of cracked black pepper on the ravioli, which is kind of a similar eating experience. That's a really good idea. I'm going to try that.
Yeah. Either way.
I want to also just make clear, this is not frozen. This is in the refrigerator. So, where we have all those fresh pasta options, this is where you'll find the lemon ricotta ravioli. Okay, then. What's next? Oh, look, it landed on snacks.
I think this is fixed.
Well, I'm going to give you a fix of some really good snacks right now. Trader Joe's sour cream and onion flavored lentil and rice snacks rings. They're like little onion rings, but they're crispy and they're snacks and they come in a bag and they're all right.
Can you say the name again?
Yeah, but the name is weird. Trader Joe's sour cream and onion flavored rings, lentil and rice snacks.
Sounds like recess on the space station.
So I'm going to open the bag. Oh my God. They smell like buttered popcorn.
Whoa.
Don't they?
Yeah. That's like you're like waiting to get in to see Empire Strikes Back.
Right? I'm going to try. Those are really good.
What starts off smelling like a dairy butter component becomes more sour cream-like when you actually taste them. Very oniony in a wonderful way.
And they're gluten-free.
You know, a lot of things like this in the wider world are made out of corn or potato, very light, starchy things. These rings, our rings, made with lentils and rice, they have a different, slightly more toothsome texture. These have a little seriousness to them. I like that.
Serious. They are serious snacks.
You can seriously get busy on this bag.
Yeah.
But if you were going to a polo match or something and you needed to bring a snack, these would be perfect.
Total polo match appropriate. What else is in our snack section, Matt?
You know, something else that you need to keep your eyes peeled for, you know, when we name products, we're trying to do a lot of work to really convey, like, what is it that someone might expect? So we have fancy cheese crunchies. Well, what on earth does that mean? These are classic cheese crunchies enhanced with truffle. One of our product developers was out scouring the world, as she often does, looking for great things. She came across this producer's truffle cheese crunchie, brought them back. We all flipped out, and we're pretty excited to have these coming to you, to your Trader Joe's.
Hey, Matt, I'm looking at a new salad dressing that we're about to have on shelves. It's an organic poppy seed dressing. It's coming at the very beginning of April, and I'm super excited about this dressing because it's a real sort of standard salad dressing that you find in a lot of grocery stores, and we've never sold it because we've never been able to find one that used the types of ingredients that we allow to be used in our products and still tasted the way you expect it to taste.
People will probably put this on just about everything. I think fruit. We're heading into the time of year where you're going to start to see more and more berries and hopefully some stone fruit pretty soon. And this would be great on peaches and nectarines in a salad.
Yeah, I have a summertime salad recipe that has fresh strawberries and it has like slivered almonds, and it calls for a homemade poppy seed dressing. So I've always just made my own, but I think that I will probably take the shortcut from here on out. My understanding is it will be around like sort of spring and summerish.
Okay, so if you're interested, if you see it, grab it.
Yeah. Should we spin the wheel again?
Let's don't and say we did.
Matt, I want to go to a product that is not edible. This is the newest addition into the very limited but really high quality line of skincare products that we have in our stores. And this is a retinol night serum. How would you use this, Matt?
Well, probably at night when no one would notice me using it. And then the next morning, they'd be, God, he looks so fresh.
Calling it a night serum is very intentional because you don't really want to use retinol products if you're going to be outside in the sun.
Oh, okay.
Retinol is it's a form of vitamin A.
This is made with baobab tree seed oil.
I am going to just sort of open up the jar a little bit. It's kind of like a milky liquid. A little thicker, but it's a white. It really smells pleasant.
It smells like you care.
It smells like you care? What does that mean?
It smells like you're worth it. It smells like you're going to take some me time and
go to sleep. I think the folks who hear this, who hear that we have a retinol serum, will be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Because they'll know that the price is awesome because that's what we do.
Having a nighttime routine is important to getting good deep sleep. So I'm on board with that.
Hey, Matt, guess what it's time for now?
Candy? Really?
Yes. We have a couple of returning candy products that are spring season only, and one of them looks quite different this year, and that is the Springle Jangle. Last year, Springle Jangle made its first appearance in the store, and it was in a little yellow canister. And we just didn't feel like there was enough space there to really let this product shine through and show everyone what it had to offer. So this year, it's in a bigger yellow bag with a resealable top.
If you've ever been to Monet's house in Giverny outside of Paris, his dining room walls are almost this yellow.
It's sort of a spring take on Jingle Jangle, which remains one of our most popular holiday season products. There's little pretzels drizzled with yogurt, and there are little nonpareils with brightly colored sprinkles. There's dark chocolate JoJo's cookie bark, butter toffee peanuts, milk chocolate peanut butter cups.
I love those butter toffee peanuts.
And the butter toffee peanuts are the ones we carry these in the fall in their own bag, right?
Boy, I hope so. Now I'm drawing a complete peanut blank on that.
We do. We carry these in the fall. I thought we did.
I need to use a lifeline.
Butter toffee peanuts.
Hello, Captain speaking.
Catherine, it's Matt. Do you have just a quick second?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thanks. You are being recorded, and because we're in California, I do need to make you aware of that from a legal perspective. But I'm on the podcast, and I need some help. Mm-hmm. Are we going to have butter toffee peanuts?
Butter toffee peanuts? That sounds amazing. So they were discontinued in 2020.
Oh.
They came in a canister.
Okay, any other good news for me?
I wish I did have more good news for you.
All right, we've got a show to do, Catherine, so I'm going to have to end this call.
I'll get to it.
All right, talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, I'm sorry I sent you on a wild peanut chase.
They were discontinued.
They were so good.
And that, friends, is Springle Jangle, so that's coming soon.
It does have butter toffee peanuts, and they are delicious. The other candy item we have coming back is this pinks and whites dark chocolate bar. It is a beautiful chocolate bar. So it comes in a box. It's a bar that is in a box. I'm just going to open it really quickly because it's so pretty to look at.
So everyone can show. Oh, yeah. See everybody?
See that? It looks beautiful. It really is. It really is so pretty. And
it's like 3 life preserver rings floating on a chocolate ocean.
That is exactly what it looks like.
If you're having a spring gathering, and instead of like a normal dessert setup, maybe make like a little chocolate board.
Yeah. We have that great video on our YouTube channel, how to make a charcuterie board, which is super fun and really cute. This would be a great addition to that kind of a presentation. We are reaching the home stretch of this spring shopping list episode, and there is one more sweet treat. It is the spring cupcake mix. It will be on store shelves at the beginning of April.
It looks like an egg hunt in cupcake form.
Yeah.
So if you are going out trying to find eggs on the lawn, this is sort of the cupcake version of that. Now, this is a do-it-yourself project that has almost everything that you need in that little box. But what you're going to wind up with are wonderful cupcakes with a nice green frosting and little chocolate eggs. Little chocolate caramel eggs, even better. And they're speckled eggs. They looked almost like little robin's eggs.
You know, if you're say you have to make a sweet treat for your kid's classroom, or you're having some friends over for a brunch.
If you wanted to make a great first impression, like you're going to go on a blind date, you could make this and bring it to that person.
Wow. That's a lot of effort for a blind date.
You get no second chance on the first impression. All right, I think it's time to wash this all down with a little sparkling white tea with pomegranate juice. Now, you might recall our sparkling black tea with peach. You might even be familiar with our sparkling green tea with pineapple. The next variation on that theme is this sparkling white tea. White tea, of course, is a younger, not fermented tea with a softer, subtle flavor. It does have some caffeine, not as much as other types of tea. This is ready to go. Really cute little 4-pack of cans here.
This is absolutely delicious. I just took a sip of it. This little can, 8.45 ounce skinny cans, is 10 calories. Come on now.
I like that a lot. This feels like it's refreshing and incredibly easy to drink. I feel now that someone will say, this would be great as a mixer or something. I'm sure you could make something. That pomegranate flavor makes me think of a lower impact Cosmopolitan. I think this is just great as it is out of the can.
Matt, we have come to the end of our list. And lucky us, the end of the list is all about wine. You want to do the Merlot?
Sure. Only special wines make it into this reserve label. It's from the Napa Valley in California. More specifically, it's the Oak Knoll District, which is an AVA, which is an American viticultural area. This is at the southern end of the Napa Valley, and it's actually the floor of the Napa Valley. And the floor has different growing and climatological aspects to it as compared to the walls or sides of the valley. So this is a Merlot. It's a Merlot, and you'd say, wait a minute, I thought Merlot wasn't cool. Merlot is fantastic, and everyone loves Merlot, but everyone recently has been drinking them as, quote, red blends. We're so confident and excited about this wine, we're using that Merlot word. And so this is a 2020 Oak Knoll District Napa Valley Merlot under that Trader Joe's Reserve label.
Okay, well, I have one that I love too, and it is also a Trader Joe's Reserve. This one is a Pinot Noir from the Edna Valley AVA. Again, AVA meaning American Viticultural Area, so an area where grapes are grown. And the Edna Valley is really small. It is along the central coast of California, south of the town of San Luis Obispo and north of the town of Arroyo Grande. It's a really great place to grow Pinot Noir grapes because of the breezes coming off the coast, and they have warm days and cool nights. I think it's a nice sort of classic example of a California Central Coast Pinot Noir.
All right, let's give this wheel one more spin.
No, there's no more spinning. That's the spring shopping list. I hope everybody was taking notes. Of course, you'll also find these items listed in the show notes on your podcast app. And speaking of that, please leave us a rating and a review.
Now, does that require me typing with my thumbs?
And be sure to hit that free subscribe or follow button.
It is free and worth every penny.
Until next time, thanks for listening.
And thanks for listening.